Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brian at Whisper Status 74. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the channel. If this is the first time you're seeing me, please consider liking and subscribing. We are real tech for real people. Today will be a very quick, short HDR video of the LG CX on top. It is in cinema mode compared to the new Sony A9S Master Series OLED, also in cinema mode. Both are in as bare bone settings as I can get them. Show you that really quick. The OLED, the CX, is actually in warm 2 to put it even with the Sony. Show you the settings of the CX really quickly. Everything's pretty much bare bones. The contrast is down to 95 to match the Sony. Advanced controls, all extra settings are off other than dynamic tone mapping. Everything else is very basic. Peak brightness for the panel. Same here with picture options. All noise canceling is off. Real Cinema is actually just the... We're actually going to turn that off as well. We have no motion settings either. One thing that is different is the brightness on the C10 is at its default, which is 50. I don't really turn it up brighter than that, but the Sony itself, if you look down to its settings, its brightness is at max. It's also peak luminance is at max. It does come off as being a bit brighter than the C10. It could be because of these options. I'm not brightening it as I don't want to affect the black level on the C10. So we're going to just go with it from here. They are very similar settings. And this is the Spears and Munsil demo discs. So we're just going to run this. These videos are in HDR, so you'll see no editing at all, meaning you won't see the displays labeled either. The Sony A9S is at the bottom. The LG CX is at the top. The LG is at 55 inches. The Sony is at 48 inches. They will trade punches here and there. I will tell you that the Sony is much truer out of the box and definitely has a clean image. Could be due to the pixel density being 48 inches, but it's definitely a bright, clean image. They're both pretty cool in this preset. The Sony again has its brightness at max. The CX does not, but when you raise the CX's brightness level, it tends to wash the image out. The Sony is at max and it's not washed out. They look ridiculously similar. The Sony is much, again, more accurate out of the box, even in its standard mode. Putting both these displays at their punchiest, they both look amazing. The Sony definitely is more accurate out of the box. This is the Spears and Munsil demo disc. Also, special thank you to Robert and Wendy Zahn, who also lent me the Sony A9S Master Series for extended review, and I also purchased the LG CX from them. Please consider making your next AV purchase through them. Check the description for their website. Thank you to Robert and Wendy. They look nearly the same size, as the CX is a few inches back and it's on a stand. They are both in HDR. You're also seeing this in HDR. Sony at the bottom, CX at the top. You will see these displays trade punches in more videos. This is just a quick first one. I want to get it out there for you guys. But OLEDs are OLEDs in many ways. Sony's processing is amazing. LG's processing has come a long way in the last few years. Definitely improved upon in the CX. We saw these displays in the shootout, but it was the CX versus the A8H. Motion is disabled on both. Live color and vibrancy is also disabled on both. Dynamic contrast, things of that nature, is not enabled. They look very similar. To me, the Sony is definitely a little bit cleaner. The LG a bit softer. That could be due to pixel density. It's so nice to be able to do a video and not worry about reminding people that blooming is not you know, there. The CX is a little bit cut off at the top, but you get the idea of the image. Hard fitting them both in camera. You should be seeing this in HDR. Enable it with the 3 white buttons on YouTube. These videos are about 10 minutes long. You'll see them for gaming and all kinds of content. The aperture on the camera is at automatic. They both look stunning. I personally favor the LG primarily for its gaming features. Sony settings are much easier to navigate than LG's. Sony's are just pretty straightforward. But I will say that the LG definitely has more flexibility with its settings. There are much more in terms of ways to toggle them on and off. We will redo this test with demo videos and things of that nature. We'll also get punchier settings for both. The standard out of the box actually looks pretty amazing on the Sony. That's not blooming, you see, on either. The camera just needs a second. The standard on the LG is very cool, but it's also very punchy. So we'll redo this test several times, again, with dynamic contrast enabled. We'll do it with motion enabled. So please put in the comments what you would like to see. These videos tend to be about 11 minutes long, but they are very close. There is no rush. I will have these displays for an extended period of time. The CX is mine, and the Sony is in no rush to go back. So whatever you'd like to see, please let me know down in the comments. You'll see gaming as well. Movies are very difficult for a YouTube channel my size. Copyright is brutal out there, which is why it's nice to have something like Spears and Munsil that doesn't hate you for that. But they're nearly identical. I find comparing OLEDs to be a little bit boring, as they typically are very similar. I give the brightness edge to the Sony, but again, that could be due to the brightness of the LG not being turned up. But that's the default that it calls for, where Sony ramps it up to max. Now, is burn-in an issue at max? Only when you're watching HDR content does it go to max. SDR, it drops back down, so I wouldn't be concerned about it. There's plenty of shadow detail on both. Blown away by how gorgeous they both are. It's interesting to watch the camera literally do nothing while this plays, as far as aperture goes. The black level is insane. And again, the colors on the LG are just at warm too. There's nothing crazy being done. This is how accurate they are. They are pretty accurate. Sony known for its accuracy. They are gorgeous. All right, guys, I'm going to say goodbye here. Thank you so much. I will see you in the comment. Please like and subscribe. I will see you down in the comments. And I love both these panels. They're both amazing. Sony at the bottom, LG at the very top. They look incredible. And please let me know if there's anything you want to see from both displays. You'll also see them matched up with the TCL R635 and the Sony X950H and the Sony 900E. You can also support Spears and Munsil down in the description as well. Thank you as always. This is Brian from Whisper Status 74. Take care.